Once upon a time, if you got a letter, it was like this. One piece of paper, written on, folded over, and marked with a messy blob of red. Not so messy. It was a blob of red sealing wax in which was pressed a special design, the design of the person who sent it to you. And that was a seal. And to open this, you had to crack the seal and then see what was written inside. As soon as you did, people knew the thing had been opened. So it was a guarantee of privacy. No one else was able to read your letters. It's passed through to the envelope that we use today. We now put a letter inside an envelope, but that's got the red seal on it as well. And it's still used for things like parcels, where if you've got something precious, you can tie it up, put the sealing wax on, mark the seal into it, and there are only two ways into that: cut the string or break the seal. And if neither of those has happened, you know that the contents are safe, haven't been tampered with. What was the seal itself? Well, it was usually a block of stone or steel, something cold and big, and it was engraved with your special mark. That's an animal holding a fish with some initials underneath it. Any design did, because you're the only person who had that particular design. So when you pressed it into a piece of sealing wax, it meant that everyone knew it was yours, and it was a guarantee that it had come from you without anybody fiddling with it. And this is how it worked. First of all, the sealing wax is a rather hard, chunky wax. It's not like the stuff we have in candles. But if you hold it in a candle flame, you can drip it onto your letter. This was a bit crude. In fact, a lot of people had a little bucket that they would melt it in. But the red sealing wax dripping onto the letter would be placed over the join of the paper. You'd either drip it like that, or if you thought that was a bit risky, just rub the sealing wax onto the paper like that, and before it's set, press your seal on in that fashion. And if you were quick enough, you got it before the wax had melted, and you left at least some of your seal pressed into the red wax. Well, that's a little hard to do if you want to make your own, mainly because that can be hard to get hold of, the sealing wax, and also it's rather tough and it tends to pull pieces off most of the seals that you can carve. But you can do a very good approximation with a red candle, which gives you red wax, although of a softer type, and a seal that you can make out of chalk. So go to school and grab the end of a piece of chalk. Make sure it's not chipped and use the fat end, and remember that your seal has to be carved back to front. If I'm doing the letter R, for example, I'd start over there, go around here and down there, and keep scratching it with the point of a pin or a compass or a nail. And if I keep working at that, it'll come out to look rather like that. There we are, a back to front R. Well, that would be a little round seal like the type I've shown you, but you can also do roller seals, and these used to be very much in vogue. Do them around the end of the piece of chalk. It's a dog. There's his nose and his head and his legs and his tail. I've scratched him out so that I can roll him through the wax and leave his design as well. Well, they're not very cold and they would stick to the wax, so what you do is to plonk them into a piece of, or a glass of water before you start. Now take the water in, that stops them sticking to the wax, and it makes them cold and it sets the wax a lot faster. For the wax, get your red candle, hold it on one side, make sure you don't get it near the paper or else it could catch fire. I'll do two blobs here, one there, pinkish wax, it'll do, and one over here for the roller candle. And I think that will probably do. Notice how I put them on the join of the pieces of paper. Take it away, get my seal and plonk it on there, and it should very quickly set that wax and leave an R there, which it's done. And the roller seal, make sure that the design is above the wax, and without letting it skid, because that's the dangerous part with the roller seals, roll the whole thing through just once. Hold it there for a bit while everything sets, take it off, and if you examine those seals, you've got them. The R, which is my mark, and the little dog, which is my other mark. And if somebody gets the letter like that, they'll know it's come from me and it hasn't been opened by anybody else.